This is Tailgate Talk, presented by Tarpon Blue.
Let's take a ride. In this series, we're going to show you everything Texas and its surrounding southern states has to offer, right here from our very own tailgate.
We'll take you from life on the farm and the ranch to the big city lights. This is Tailgate Talk. Come along for the ride. Hi, I'm Katie Abermite.
And I'm Darla Wallace.
Welcome to this week's episode of Tailgate Talk. Darla, can you believe that we have been doing Tailgate Talk for a whole year?
I can't believe it. It's been a long time already.
Our crew here at Tarpon Blue has been working on Tailgate Talk since November of last year. We had the Shark brothers come in and they helped us with the intro and they helped us just to learn how to film episodes, and then we took over ourselves. And you, me, Michaela, and the rest of our group here at our brokerage have been helping out. And we've got some really great information out to you guys, and we've had a lot of fun doing it.
It's been a fun year.
One of my favorite things is that we've gotten to go all over the area and meet new people or just visit with people that we've already known.
Right.
This year we got to talk with Caleb Wagner at the Capote Ranch. He talked to us a little bit about life on a working cattle ranch and some of the highlights of his job and some of the things that he really likes to do and some of the stuff that they do with the cattle there.
Yeah. And then while the Shark brothers were here, we got to talk with Dr. Boogai.
Yes.
And he actually allowed us to use his truck for our filming. So if you see that nice red Chevy truck in there, that's his. And again, we thank you for that.
Yes, that was great. And we got to visit his ranch as
right.
well.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some great footage of that and a great interview with him.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to go roping with Jessie and her family, Jessie Rydell of our brokerage.
Yep.
She talked to us a little bit about what it's like growing up in a rodeo family,
mm-hmm.
and kind of how she learned to rope. And we got to watch her and her husband Dustin do some roping, and that was a lot of fun. She even taught me how to swing the rope once. That's a job.
Well, let's take that look down memory lane and see what all we did for 2022.
All right, let's take a look.
Do this cook-off, and it's barbecue, and they're like, what are you going to be cooking? It's like, I said, I think it's like brisket, ribs, chicken, and beans. And I'm like, you know how to cook beans? I'm like, no. He's like, you're probably going to burn them. And I'm like, So that's how the burnt bean came around.
Well, that's really great. So has your barbecue competition name always been?
It's always been the Burnt Bean Company. A lot of people it's funny because when we started opening this place and we started putting the signs out, the Burnt Bean, that we had so many different coffee makers and coffee machines that were trying to sell us espresso and cappuccino machines because they thought we were actually a coffee shop, which is a great name if you really think about it. So, so we're not a coffee company, we're a barbecue company.
What brought y'all to this area?
So we're basically around from New Braunfels, born and raised, and we saw this 12 and a half acres about 15 years ago when we fell in love with it. The house,
farmhouse,
the whole house and all the barns on it and stuff were built probably, from what we gather, about 1902.
Oh, wow.
So one of our wines is called 1902.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, we moved in about 15 years ago, and this barn was always here, just holding stuff.
Steady.
Had a dirt floor and
Junky.
stuff, and so we decided about a year and a half ago, I think we decided let's go for it.
And we were listening to Martine McBride. I think it was.
It was God-Fearing Women.
Yeah. And I was singing it, not worrying about a thing. I was just singing it, having a good time. And Katie was like, "Oh my gosh, you actually sound kind of good." And I was like, "Really?"
Just kind of.
I was like, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah, start the song over. Let's sing it again or whatever." So I sang it again. And she was like, "Yeah, you do sound good." So then from there, we went to our grandparents' house like a couple days later. I sang God-Fearing Women for them, and my grandma gave me a Loretta Lynn CD. And at that point, I really fell in love with music.
I think that's what sets this shop apart from some is, when you pull up to it, it's this big giant building and you walk in and it's very organized and neat and super clean, and you can tell y'all take pride in what y'all do.
We do. It's the little things I think, that make a big difference. And from keeping a clean workspace, I've been in a lot of taxidermy studios, as you can imagine. And, most of the time you're met with a smell as you walk in the front door. And,
That's right.
And not a pleasing smell, but, it's those little things, keeping things clean, polishing the floors, greeting people with a smile at the front door, having something to show them, interacting with them, being thankful they're there. It's those things, they don't cost anything, but it just takes a little effort, and I think those things go a long way.
Well, Ashley definitely did her job earlier. She was smiling when we walked in. So.
Tell us a little bit about these. I think these might be one of my favorite pairs that I've seen.
Yes, well, I made these for my wife,
Yes.
and she wanted butterflies, and she wanted narrow box toes, and we're patriotic people. We're red, white, and blue.
Yes.
So I combined all that. This is what I came up with.
They are beautiful. I don't know if you can see the detail in the camera, but I'm assuming this is like what you would call an overlay,
Right.
with the butterfly, the leather's laid over.
It's got overlay and inlay.
Yeah.
And
It is-
all the
it
overlay
is
and inlay
beautiful.
leather is made of kangaroo.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And these are
And the
called
stitching is wonderful.
Yeah, these on the tops are called collars. They're also made out of kangaroo.
They're beautiful boots.
So Daisy, tell us a little bit about the celebration.
So the celebration actually started as a parade in the 50s on Come and Take It Day, October 2nd, which celebrates the first shot for Texas independence, Come and Take It. And then during the sesquicentennial year, 1976, they decided to have a 10-day celebration in downtown Gonzales. The community got together with different civic organizations and had artists such as Charlie Pride, Gary Stewart, and they had a reenactment and other activities. After that year, it was decided to have a 3-day event in downtown Gonzales to support the local nonprofits. And that brings us till today, where we still have a 3-day event that supports over 23 nonprofits and brings a $1.2 million economic impact to Gonzales.
Awesome.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Brontex?
So the Brontex Theater was founded in 1942 by a group of citizens, and it started as a movie house, and movies were 30 cents to get in. And then it was a movie house up until 1998, and what was a well-furnished, beautiful, sparkling theater kind of turned into a smoke-filled room. Got kind of a little crusty for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then a group of citizens in 1999 rescued the theater from the wrecking ball, turned it into a nonprofit, and is now a performing arts theater that you see today.
Wonderful. What kind of events could we see here?
Oh, you can see all sorts of events, from films to stage to music. We do it all. And we host corporate events on occasion. So music-wise, we have things like jazz, from classic country to rock. It really fits all of your needs.
That's awesome. So there's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody.
All right, so Greg, do people ever ask you if the Almont is haunted?
It's funny that you asked that, because it's probably the most asked question that we get in here. Just so our listener or viewers know, the 1916 Bar and Bistro is located inside the historic Almont Hotel. It's currently called the Almont, but we probably have been investigated a number of times by professionals who've come in and gone throughout the building, and they've given us all of the lowdown on what spirits are here, and it's kind of varied. And so one of the things we've learned in the course of it is that some of the individuals who come in the bar tell us about their personal experiences they have, whether it's on the mezzanine or in the lobby or the Rose Room. We've been told there's a group that dances in there. So it's been really great, and as a result of it, we've kind of adopted a tagline here of hanging with the spirits. Just include them as well, because we've also been told they travel from here to the Magnolia to the Park Plaza, and so it's been a lot of fun. But yeah, to your question, we have to say she's definitely haunted.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, sir. We do domestic kill, so we do some hogs and some beef through the off season. So October through February, that's deer season. So we're very busy with that. But during the off season, we do custom slaughter, and we don't do a ton of it, but we do try to do about 3 a day. Then also in our market, we have regular beef and pork products that we make. And we have an online store now as well. So any of the products that you see up here, you can go on to primoprocessing.com and have it delivered to your door. So pretty cool.
Tell me about barista. I mean, this is something that Me personally, I've only seen in this area ever. I
That's-
don't know anywhere else you can get it.
That's the only place you find it. So it's an Alsatian recipe. That's kind of the backstory on it. But yeah, you really only find it in Medina County. There's only a few people around here that make it. It has to be made fresh. Has to be super lean. That's one thing that most people mess up if they do try making it, is they try to use something that's got too much fat in it. You have to use a really lean meat, and then it's not cooked, but it's cured with onion and jalapeno juice. And of course, we've kind of got our proprietary recipe that we've tweaked over the last few years, and it was an old family recipe that then got tweaked. So
I will tell you, they are some of the best made purses that I think I've ever seen. And I think we can attribute that to the fact that you oversee the process of every bag being made. You touch every bag and you do terrific quality control. Will you tell us a little bit about that?
I can. We are, like I said, a very, very small company. It's literally 6 of us in here, and it started out just my mom and I, and so the process was down to every detail, making sure that everything was perfect before it went out. As we added some people, the people that we've added have been very, what's the word? Detail oriented, and that's very important for us to know that everything that goes out the door is something that I would either want to carry myself, or I don't try to just push a product out there. I put things out there. That's kind of how it started, was every bag that I would buy in the store. There was always something that I didn't like about it. There was always something I would do different.
I can't believe we're already on episode 47.
47 is such a big number. I can't wait until we get to episode number 50. And you guys out there should make sure to stay tuned to our social media and continue to watch our YouTube channel and Tailgate Talk, because when we hit number 50, we're going to do a big giveaway.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode. We'll see you in the new year on Tailgate Talk. Thanks for tuning in today, and thank you to our guests for sharing their story.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time on Tailgate Talk.